Today we're going to change the direction of the water so cold is on this side and hot is on this side, because I replaced my cartridge inside and unbeknownst to me the water is coming out hot over here and cold over here. So if I go this way it's coming out hot, if I go this way it's coming out cold. So I want to reverse that. Now, at first I thought I did something wrong, and then I saw some comments on the internet, and it's nothing I did wrong, it's just simply not labeled inside. So first, of course, we're going to have to remove this again. Now, if you have not taken yours apart yet, yours will not come out this easy, but we want to keep all of our parts in a row over here. Mine's broken. But anyway, normally you would use a screwdriver to just pry that out, okay, and hopefully not break it like I did with mine. You're going to need the Allen wrench. There's a screw inside here that you're going to need to take out. I don't like using the Allen wrench because it hurts my hands, so I'm going to use this instead. And okay, so what I'm going to do is, of course, make sure you shut off your water supply before you start anything. You want to be able to turn this on and no water come out, okay? So there's a little screw inside here, and I'm just going to use my little handy tool because for me it's a lot easier. Now you don't want to lose this screw here. You're going to keep that. You're going to need it to put this thing back together. Normally you would use the Allen wrench, like I said. If it's in here, you just turn it till it comes out. I don't like using the Allen wrench. So again, keep all your parts together so you know how to put it back. And then just simply take the handle off. It just comes right off, okay? Alrighty. Now, next you have this assembly here. You want to make sure you see how everything goes together. This piece goes counterclockwise. Just grab it, unscrew it, and put it aside. Everything in order. Okay. Now we have this piece here. Now, notice this is where the faucet handle screwed into, and it can go like this here. Now, if you pull up on it, you would have the water on, and you push down, you have the water off. Okay, but I'm just going to flip it this way. Now there's a like double plastic thing here that you have to keep it in this order. Yes, I have hard water here, that's why I have all this calcium deposits. But you're just going to take your Phillips screwdriver and you're going to unscrew that. Trying to do this with one hand is a little odd, but see what we can do here. Now, like I said, I'm going to try to keep this whole part together because putting that black thing back on the horizontal bar in the bottom is a pain in the butt. But if you need to, if yours falls off, this is how it goes back on. There's the front of the unit. It snaps back on here, okay, on this little horizontal bar inside. And little part on the top, bigger part on the bottom, and so it can swing freely in like that. Okay, go all the way around, except it'll get stuck there. Keep the if you can keep it together, that's great. Keep the screw with it, set it aside. This is your washer, or whatever they call it, I don't know. It's not a washer really. It's just a piece of plastic thing. You want to make sure that you have this, when you put it back on, in the front. Okay? There's no ridge in the back. It's just a high ridge in the front. And this is the top. This is the bottom. It won't go back together properly if you put it on like that later on. Okay? So just remember when you put this back on later, it fits right in there like that. Now, here's the problem with your water getting hot and cold. It's not marked. It doesn't say which side goes which way. Okay? Now, if you'll notice, we're going to get back to this piece here. there is a line, a straight edge on the top and the bottom, rounded on the sides. That corresponds with a straight edge here and a straight edge here and the rounded sides. Okay, so when you're going to put this back together, okay, that's going to fit together like this. Okay, but in the meantime, why am I getting hot on one side and cold on one side? Well, believe it or not, okay, so here's how it's going to be when we put it back together, right? Believe it or not, this is backwards. So all you need to do to get hot on this side and cold on this side is to turn this 1/2 a turn. So I'm going to try to do it so you can see. You just use your hand. Okay, maybe I'll go this way because it's easier. There. Now you will get hot on this side and cold on this side. If you were going to take apart the rest and do your cartridge, okay, you would remove this here. If you use channel locks, that would be great. That's what I've got. You remove that. Okay, so inside you can see all my hard water. If you're doing the cartridge, when you put it back together, remember the plastic parts are north and south. Okay, the metal parts here are east and west, and the clip is the tricky part. That's the hard part. The clip is right here, and it goes straight back. So if you have the glass here, not the glass, the plastic there, north and south, metal east and west, west and east, put the clip in. It will pop in eventually. It's a pain in the butt, but it does go in. So that's all there is to it. And now we're going to put this back together. So we've got this flat side forward. Okay, now we're going to go backwards. We're going to take this piece first. Remember, this ridge goes in the front. Okay, next I want this piece here. Okay, and I want the hole and this part of the body to be facing front. And like I said, this is going to slip right over here. It fits right on. I'm going to then just screw it back in with the Phillips. Okay, so now that piece is back in there. Now, before I go any further and put everything else back together, I just want to test it and make sure I'm getting the cold on the cold side and the hot on the hot side. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just turn on the cold water supply. Not the hot water for now, just the cold water. So when I turn it this way, it should come out. And when I turn it this way, the cold water should stop, because this is the hot water supply there. If I did it right. So that's what I'm going to do now. Turn the water on. All right, water is on. So now, I'll pull up on that, okay? And water is coming out. This is pointed to the right. Turn that to the left. Water is not coming out. So now I know that I have it correct. Push that back down. And I'm going to shut off my water supply so I can screw back the top piece more easily. Okay, now I've got these pieces left. And what I want to do is take this one here. And, yep, that's a mess too. It just screws back up. Well, maybe I'll clean this a little. I don't know. Got some of that water left there. Use my handy old professional grade scrubber. You know, these are like $500 each. Okay, not really. Alrighty. If you believe that, I've got a bridge in Brooklyn I want to sell you. So now we're going to put this back here. We're going to just screw this on clockwise. Alrighty. Maybe I'll try to use that Brooklyn brush. There we go. Alrighty. And now I'm going to just make it a little easier to put this back on. Put this back on here. There it is. Okay. So now I'm going to take that stupid screw. I hate these screws. Wish they would just use a normal screw with threads on it, but not threads. A normal screw would be nice. Allen wrench is a pain in the ass, don't you think? Okay, so I'm gonna put my little tool here. Of course, you should use an Allen wrench because it comes with it, but for me, this is just a lot easier. And then if you didn't break your cover like I did mine, that thing doesn't really need to be that tight, but it's up to you. And then you would put your thing back in there. And now I'm going to turn on both the hot and the cold water. See what happens. Okay, now here's a little trick in case, like me, you broke your little thingamajig that tells you hot and cold. This stupid little thing here. Okay, all you need to do, get some tape, roll it up sticky side out, shove it in, take your broken piece and try to line it up, and voila, look at that, nice and tight. Amazing. Now we've got cold water on this side and we've got hot water on this side. Why they don't mark the part so you know which one's hot, which one's cold, or which one's front and back, I don't know. Stupid, but that's how you fix it. I hope that this helps somebody. Sorry for the shaky video, and you all take care. Bye.